What's going on, YouTube? Figured to drop a video for you all. What I wanted to drop on this video, man, is you escaping the system. You escaping the matrix. That's what I wanted to drop on this video regarding the topic of escaping the matrix and escaping the system. So as you know, and so as I know, we have a lot of people that live up under this system heavy in this world to a point that a lot of people are programmed. Like I said, they say robots are coming. Technically speaking, they are already here. If you pay close attention to humans in this world, they don't look human. They look like they're zombies. They look like robots. Like they look like, plenty of things that you can think of. Zombie robots, heck, demons. It's so many forms that they come in this world just by the system, them being in this system world. It's a way of living in this world by not being of this world. And a lot of people tend to live of this world. Like a lot of people, live up under the sports system. A lot of people live up under the music system. A lot of people live up under the career systems. A lot of people live up under these organizations system way of thinking. And when you actually take a look at certain things that they follow up under the system, it makes you look at it like, dang, these people are, it doesn't make sense, with certain things that we abide by, like certain rules that we live on, or certain rules that we feel and need to apply ourselves in this world system. I was just thinking of this earlier today. And it goes deep with this programming and social media and phone stuff. But I noticed, why they created social media? I'm just gonna drop something real deep on you all. To keep us antisocial, which you all probably already know. And we even have it more bad in our community, us melanated people. We have it way to a point that way worse, to a point that a lot of family members watching each other over social media. Notice when we all come together as a whole, it's very powerful. Just think about when your great grandmother was living, how everybody crowded at the house, families came together. Like I was listening to somebody said, even if family members had issue with each other, they still gather up at great grandmother house. But once they updated the G's, once they made a lot of things based on social media, it took away our people logic, common sense of thinking away. Not trying to say that years ago my people haven't been up under a system, because this go way back too as well, but something they did know back then, they knew how to fight this system. Nowadays we let the system fight us. And it's like, me looking at it, is like it's fighting us, it's kicking our ass. Most definitely, people are not thinking the logic way, which common sense. People of our race not having common sense. And I thought of this early. I ain't never tell you. I'm sorry. I'm just going all over the place, but still on the same subject. But this is what I thought of earlier. They created social media as well for us blacks to not come together with family reunions, us gathering as a whole. They rather drop these, scientists, these scientific, sorry about that, these scientific ways and oh well, in order to be normal human being, you have to learn this. In order to be a normal human being, this person had to be this particular way. In order to be a normal human being, this person had to drive this. And in order to be a normal human being, this person, should have this type of job. In order to be a normal human being, you see where I'm going? All over the place. And that's just leading people to be moving all over the place instead of tapping in spiritually and everybody being up on a one accord. The reason why I feel like they created that is to separate us, social media. And they did a hella good job because a lot of, like I say, family members see people over social media. This would be the same people that will have your number and will post congratulations to you, over social media before they text your phone or call you. You know what I'm saying? And it made the norm that used to be the norm not normal anymore. And so many people then fell up under this system and have beliefs of this system. And so many people fall into traps of trying to keep up with this system. Not trying to say, don't live your life. Yeah, live your life. I can agree with living your life, but keyword, live your life. Don't live their life. A lot of people live their life instead of living their life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these things, it's crazy. I didn't discuss this on the video before. A lot of these things push people further away from God. And, it's a shame I Almighty, don't get as much knowledge as he get. Like they acknowledge this man-made shit in his world. And me personally, people will ask me about certain sports or certain movies. I still haven't seen Sinners and this other movie that people, talking about that's very popular. I don't even watch TV for real. If anything, I'm trying to think of something motivational to keep my mind positive and keep me healthy, in the brain and in the mind besides the eating healthy thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to make myself healthy, much so out of, spiritually healthy. But a lot of people have failed, victim to, the devices of this world. And they don't know the real norm of living life. And like I was about to mention, people ask me about sports and stuff. And out the gate, I tell them I don't watch sports. It's been years since I even went to a sports game. Like, I don't look at none of that stuff. I follow a lot of motivational videos. And I follow God first and foremost. We can have that conversation for years, for nights, for days, for you know what I'm saying, long, for forever, because that's the type of life that I follow, this positive stuff, and positive things of life. And, I believe in, us coming together on that realm in life and on that level of life, with us, communicating through, real life situations and stuff and how this life is. But, a lot of people depend on this system so much, to a point that, they take away their natural thinking and think the way that they're thinking or whatever. But in order to, tap in, and I know you all, the light that came out, and I know you all hearing the car that pulled up next to me. But of course, they live over here where I'm staying at. But, that's just the life we live, and then the lights cut off, But the enemy, I'm still going to get this message, spread it. I know how the enemy does. But, so many people put the hope of this system, man, and feel like this system matter to a point that they're not even stable on a level to keep up with this shit. It's stressing a lot of people out. I never been as happy as I've been happy tapping in on the spiritual side than the worldly side. Like, that's why you see a lot of people out here killing people, because of the system got in their mind. The system tell them, oh, well, you got to make this money, or you not gonna, have this in life, or your kids not gonna be able to eat. But when you walking with God on the spiritual side, God gonna guide you the right way and make a way when there's no way. The world ain't gonna make a way when there's no way for you. The world gonna basically just say fuck your life and to the hell and make you want to do negative things. And a lot of people, they fall in a system and they they lose their mind and they just do negative things because of them going by what the system say. And me personally, I feel the power within is within God and yourself. I go by this. It's God first, yourself second, family third. Because without you verifying and, looking through certain things within yourself, then, how could you be a better person for your family or your kids or your household if you ain't revealed, things within yourself? So that's why I go by that order, because you have to be a better version or a better person for yourself to be better for others. But the way that we live in this life and how, people live of this system, man, they playing a race game instead of, a marathon. And there's a lot of crash dummies out here. There's a lot of crash women out here. And, they feeling like, oh, well, I got to go get it. I gotta, like I said on my video, man, live like it's your last. Like, what type of shit is that? Live like it's your last. Oh, I gotta get it before I leave. All that stuff. People racing. People not even just landed. If you believe in the Most High, which I would expect you to, you won't have these thoughts. You live forever. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. It's a way of you living forever. The world tell you, you know what I mean, live young, die young, or live like it's your last, and you know what I mean? But they ain't telling you how we live forever. Like, when you put in positive energy into the universe, man, you'll be amazed what type of mark you leave, what type of generation you build, what type of spiritual blessings you get from that, man, the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that comes behind when you falling in the world of, putting that type of energy out in this life, which is the positive way of thinking instead of the negative. But it's just dark agendas a part of this system, man. And if you want to be a person that chase this system, then to chase, the spiritual realm, you ain't gonna never be happy because you're gonna live your life for the system. You're gonna live your life for others. You're gonna live your life trying to please what a social media post said. You're gonna live your life trying to please what a rapper said, or, that gotta be, I ain't gonna lie, man, certain rappers, they sharpen their brains up, and a lot of them, they come from, the negative side of life, and, a lot of them elevate and become positive people and very smart people, but majority of the rappers are dumb. Like, and so for you to take that weak ass knowledge that they giving you and apply it with your life, man, you really, you know what I'm saying? You really chasing this false way of life that you ain't gonna never find happiness in. And these be the same rappers that will give you this advice that's doing drugs, drinking 24/7. Not knowing their real identity, but they got all the money in the world. And I'm going to tell you all that, man. Living in this matrix and in this system, man, really, man, it don't take you to be a smart person to make money. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Money make money. You know what I'm saying? That's something in this world they feel like as well. You been up under the system, they'll tell you, oh well, he's very successful. He's very smart. You know what I mean? When there's a lot of them that's dumb as hell. You know why you think they hire attorneys? You know, a lot of them don't even know laws. You know, they don't take the time out to read, research, sharpen their brains, you know, gain knowledge, feed the world knowledge things, you know. And these people will turn around and tell you motivational things and motivational messages and turn right back around and talk about killing the community and running down on the ox and, you know, she's selling ass. I paid her $20,000. You a broke nigga. You know, they be talking to you all that bought their music. You know what I mean? That's the retarded thing about it. You know, you all listen to this music when they dissing you clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got the money that they have. 9 times out of 10, you may be dating a chick that's modern and she'll go sleep with that rapper. You know, when he take your girl and make a song, or talking about killing people when you done lost your cousin, or, you know, someone in your family to gun violence. But, you know, it's like you have to find a way to break out of this system, man, because the system is up under organizations that don't keep you with, you know, that don't supply you with happiness and life, man, and not know the true meaning and the true identity of this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't read. I'm just, you know, getting to a point in my life, you know, to read and to keep things, to sharpen my brain and keeping things positive. You know, than to be following a fucking NBA game or a fucking rap concert, or, you know what I'm saying, fucking, you know, going to the bars and clubs and all that shit. You know, and I've been meeting well off brothers. You know, you don't feel like you not. See, this way, I'm going to just keep this about. You know, I'm loving that God giving me these spiritual downloads as I speak or whatever. A lot of people feel when they take this positive path that they are alone. Oh, I'm alone. I don't like to be alone. I hate being alone. I don't want to do right because it's a lonely road. I don't have no support system when I want to do something great in life. But I do have a lot of friends when I go to clubs. I do have a lot of friends when I, you know, drink alcohol. I do have a lot of friends when I'm having sex with multiple partners. I do have a lot of friends when I'm about to go fight, and, you know, it feeds them, drama feeds them, and, you know, people want to be surrounded by me because, you know, it's cool to them. You know, when the shit don't mean a damn thing. And a lot of people feel in this life that they don't want to leave the system life because it's going to be a lonely road on the spiritual life. But let me tell you this. The spiritual life is the most best, precious, sweetest, real deal happiness. Like, I don't even recall the last time that I done had alcohol and weed and I'm naturally being high off on the spiritual realm. Have you just ever woke up super happy, feeling good? You ain't had no sex the night before. You ain't drank. Hell, you didn't talk to anyone. You just woke up feeling excited, you know, ready to work out, do everything. You know, you felt real good. You had this real good feeling waking up. Man, that's what you call, on the spiritual realm, real deal, you know, real deal, real talk, you know, happiness, you know, like, ain't nothing like it, man. Ain't nothing like it. It's a beautiful, wonderful feeling when you know that you naturally happy, man. And that's breaking away from the system. That's breaking away from the dark side. That's breaking away from this matrix. You know, people don't even understand being a part of this system. is being on social media. We live in a damn world, man, where everybody doing this. And notice when they're facing their head down, you're looking down. Like, and what we do when you look down, you crying when you're looking down. Hell is down. Heaven is up. But, everybody down. And not even knowing, you know what I'm saying, their body, what they feeding out of their head down. They're feeding a life of depression. They feeding a life of not carrying that light within them for them to, have their head down. People can't even pay attention in traffic anymore. Just being hooked to their phone. That phone basically just, messing with that dopamine. It's getting them a rush to a point that they revolve their life around cell phones. And remember, it's called cell phones for a reason. Your ass is in the cell. You trapped. You always have to find a way to break free from the matrix. Hell, go out there and go for runs. Go in the woods. Go talk to the tree. Matter of fact, fuck all this other extra stuff. Talk to God first and foremost. Break freely away from devices of, being a part of this matrix. It's so much worldly shit people put up in their life, man, to a point they're not walking around normal. There are already robots here. Fuck a robot on the way. There are already robots here. Everybody seems to be programmed. Everybody tend to read book knowledge, school knowledge. Everybody tend to read social media knowledge. Instead of sitting away from all that shit and tapping into our creator knowledge. Him gaming this path on your life for you to be able to read certain things in life that you never knew within yourself. Certain practices you never knew within yourself. It's crazy. It's people, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go. It's people in their 60s and 70s that still don't know who they damn self is. 60 and 70. Ain't that a long time? Ain't that a whole up age? And, it look like it's repeating itself, the world we live in. A lot of people don't know themselves. They never took the time out to know themselves. Hell, it's crazy. Like I was just saying, a lot of people would rather, be around a crowd of people with them thinking that they know themselves instead of being away from people, getting to know themselves. So, that's the difference, of being a part of this system and this matrix, man, is escaping it. And we got to find a way to escape this shit. If you don't find a way to escape this shit, then you in a rude awakening. And, you don't want to be that way. You don't want to be a person angry about a lot of shit in his life. That's why I feel like I don't have a spirit of anger in this life. Because, I know how to separate things and make it spiritually. Look at it from a spiritual standpoint. Yeah, something to piss me off at the moment, but I don't hold on to it. I don't hold on to things. I forgive people and keep it pushing. And we ain't got to never hang out again, but I keep it pushing. Same thing you all should do, man. Find a way to break free from the dark side, the dark matrix, and start getting to know yourself. Hell, go out to eat by yourself. Go to certain places that hold value by yourself. Don't feel like in order for you to live life and be happy, it has to be what the system say bring happiness or bring true living to life. Live your life. That's how I'm going to end this video. Live your life. I hope y'all have a great, positive life. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, show your boy some love. I will be dropping more content. And I'm going to just leave out by saying on this video, live your life. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed night. Peace.